With another group of relatively messy short programs and favorites falling, the ladies' event set itself up to be a race to the finish in the free skate, and what a race it was. The American women, much like the American men, were in a bit of a bind after the short program. Of course, they too were trying to regain a third spot for the U.S. team at next year's World Championships, but after their struggles in the short program, finishing 8th and 16th, that seemed unlikely. But they do both have the potential to move up in the standings, and there was still a slim chance that they could move up enough to regain that third spot. However, they needed perfection. Alyssa Sisney had perhaps the most disappointing skate of her life in this free skate, which is clearly not perfection. She didn't land a single clean jump. She fell 5 times. Now, we know that Alyssa has had some mental struggles with competition in the past, but this seems to be something different entirely. I don't know what's going on in her life or with her skating, but it was absolutely devastating to watch someone with so much talent and with so much desire to live up to her potential struggle so mightily in this free skate. There were no words. I had no words, and as someone who generally has words for everything, that was saying a lot. My heart broke for her, and I can only wait and see, as the rest of us can as well, what she does from here. I can't imagine wanting to leave the sport on that note, but I also can't imagine trying to come back and shake those demons when that's been enough of a battle in and of itself. She would finish 22nd in this event, which clearly took the 3 spots out of the picture, and that left all the pressure on Ashley Wagner to really maintain 2 spots. However, if she skated up to anything close to what she's capable of, that would not be a problem. We'll get to her in a moment. There was a lot of skating between Alyssa and Ashley, and there were a lot of shakeups on the leaderboard. Mao Asada came into this event as possibly a co-favorite for gold. It was really Carolina Kostner, Mao Asada, and Ashley Wagner that were all the buzz heading into this championship. But Mao is so attached to that triple axel in both programs, and she missed it in both programs. She missed it more significantly in the free skate because she actually fell and it was seriously under-rotated. And that's the first element in the program. It's so difficult to come back from missing the very first element in your program. And it seems to me that when she focuses so much on that triple axel, the rest of her program suffers if she misses it. She doubled a lot of jumps, she made some silly little mistakes. Now, her spins and footwork and her program components are probably among the best in the world. There may only be 1 or 2 other people who can come close to what she does as far as the presentation on the ice. But again, in a competition that requires those technical elements, I sometimes wish she would leave off that triple axel and just work to have a clean and consistent triple-triple combination, because if that were the case, she could win any competition she entered with those elements if she hit them all without thinking and struggling over that triple axel. She would finish in 6th place here, a far cry from what you'd expect from a gold medal favorite. Now, Ashley Wagner, she also created a lot of stir coming into this event after she beat Mao Asada at the 4 Continents Championship, but again, finishing in 8th after the short program seems to eliminate her from medal contention. But we've seen stranger things happen on ice before, and she was bound and determined to put out the program that she knew she was capable of in this championship. She did that and more. This program is so brilliant for her. The choreography seems to be the best she's ever had. The music highlights all of her strengths. And then those jumps. When she hits the jumps the way that she has been this season, they are stunning. Now, she had a little flaw on her double axel triple toe combination. She didn't quite land the double axel as cleanly as she'd like, but she muscled out the triple toe anyway. It was under-rotated and two-footed, so that cost her some points. And in fact, that one element ultimately cost her a medal. But the score that she posted in the free skate, a 120 plus, was strong enough to hold up for a long time in a field of skaters that aren't known for their free skate consistency. It was looking kind of likely that she would land on or close to the medal stand, depending on how everyone else managed to skate. She stayed in that position for a long time. Elena Leonova was the first in the final group to skate, and of course she was leading after the short program. She, too, is not known for her consistency in the free skate, and she doesn't tend to have all of the difficult spins, footwork, transitions, all of those things that rack up that point total. But she did her thing. It wasn't the most inspiring performance, but she was thrilled afterwards. She was in tears because she couldn't believe she had skated that well in 2 back-to-back programs and given herself a chance, a good chance, to land on the podium. She would finish second in this event, and while she finished first in the short and seemed to be in complete control, she was very happy with her silver medal, especially after what ended up being the 4th best free skate of the night. She stayed silver, though, because several others struggled, and some of those behind the top 3 after the short program really stepped up. Kanako Murakami had a very strong short program. Again, she was second after the short, but she's still coming into her own. She hasn't quite had the years of experience that would allow her to compete on the highest level. Program component marks, some of the difficulty in her technical elements, it's just not there. And yet she too had a program that she could be very proud of in this free skate. She's a beautiful young skater and really just following in that strong Japanese tradition of so much talent in that field. But it was her teammate, Akiko Suzuki, who finally bumped Ashley Wagner off the podium. Akiko was 5th after the short program, but she has a wonderfully choreographed free skate that highlights everything about her that's so beautiful. It's so light, it's so larger than life, it's so polished and elegant, and she hit the elements. Now it came down to the double axel triple toe combination, the same combination that Ashley Wagner barely managed. Akiko did beautifully, and it was the point difference between that element that gave her the bronze medal over Ashley Wagner. This title was Karolina Kostner's to lose, and while she may have not necessarily been the sole gold medal favorite coming in my mind, it was her medal to lose, because she has been so strong all season. Ultimately, there's a difference between having talent and having the competitive greatness that allows you to win. And this season, Karolina Kostner has reinvented herself in such a way that gave her so much confidence in her elements and confidence in her choreography that really gave her a lot to work with once she was on the ice. And she skated so strong in this final performance of the season for her. And, you know, there are people who think that perhaps because she doesn't have a triple Lutz, she shouldn't be a world champion. Well, the reality is she skated better than anyone else on that night. And it was all anyone could do to try to keep up once she was able to take the ice and do what she does. She's a very deserving champion. She has been through a lot. I haven't always been her biggest fan, but she won me over this season with the way that she's reinvented herself and the passion that she has rediscovered for her sport. She said in the interview afterwards, it's been 10 long years on the senior level, and every year taught her something, and she felt like this was her time. Well, it certainly was, and she's a very deserving champion, as are all 3 who landed on the podium, but I may be a little biased but I'm quite proud of the program that Ashley Wagner put out in this competition. Once again, if you missed out on any of the protocol comparisons that I sent out on Twitter this week, feel free to check out my Facebook page, and I will post those in an album for the 2012 World Championships. There you can see all of the graphics that I created to compare element by element between some of the top skaters this week. Now, if there's ever a comparison that you don't see between two specific skaters that you would like to have done, just let me know. Tweet me, email me, leave me a Facebook comment, and I will try to get that protocol up for you to see as well. And that, as they say, is that. The 2012 World Championships come to a close, and although it was a sleep-depriving week for me, it was a pleasure to share the championships with all of you. Congratulations again to all of the medalists and the way that they were able to close out the 2012 season. It's been a long one, a little bit bizarre along the way, but hey, what would skating be without a little drama?